Hi, my name is David Mama. I am the chief editor of Designi, and I'll be going over a lot of designs with you from our everyday lives. The first series of designs I'll be going over with you are those of the tablets, but I hope to go beyond electronics and just show you different designs in your everyday life that make life both easy and a little more difficult than you think or know. Sometimes you notice it, sometimes you don't notice it. And I hope through these series I'll be able to enlighten you and help you understand design better and the importance of design and good design around us. I hope you enjoy the series. Please feel free to leave your comments, good or bad feedback. I appreciate it, and let me know at the end of each of these reviews what you think and how I can improve and how I can improve. Hi there, my name's David. I'm from Designi. I'll be going over the Blackberry Playbook with you. It's the first tablet device from RIM and it's the first device that is not a phone that RIM has created and released into the market. I think it's pretty interesting given the fact that Apple has been in the business of innovation for a long time, and RIM has stuck to the BlackBerry phones for the longest time. So I think this is going to be an interesting review to see how well RIM has done outside the traditional phone market and the phone product. Off the bat, this is a hardware. The screen is pretty small. It's 5.1 by 7.6 inches. It's a great screen size because it's easy to carry around. It's not as bulky as the iPad. My problem with this screen size, and some friends have also found that it makes it hard, one, to type, and also hard to navigate because some of the buttons are really small, and big hands like mine make it really hard to pinpoint little buttons on the screen. Going into the hardware, we have the power button, the volume reduce button, the play button, and the volume increase button. These are good when you're on the go and you have a music file playing, an MP3 playing, an audio file playing. You can always just control it without bringing it out of the pouch or having to turn it on. I find the power button really small and it's hard for me to actually hit it. I have to find ways to maneuver my finger to get there. You have the headphone jack here. You have a couple of inputs here and output ports on the side here. You have the speakers on a speaker here. You have a speaker here and you have a speaker there. It's so all in all, it's a decent. Hi. So going into the device itself, I'm going to turn it on. The apps are great. I find the touch interface is not as responsive as I like I mentioned before. And to go to the main menu, you always have to swipe the bottom, and you get to see all the apps you have that you're using at the point in time. I think that's pretty cool because you can definitely multitask, and you can switch in between apps back and forth. That feature itself makes me feel like it may one day replace my laptop. Going into each of the apps, if you do a swipe downwards, you can see the menu for that particular app, and that's also a great addition by RIM. The browser is great. I find it pretty unresponsive in terms of I find it's good, but it's very slow in loading pages. I think the iPad 1 did a bit faster job in loading loading a website. So let me give it a shot. I'm gonna go to footytube.com and see how fast it loads it. Loading. Yeah, that's okay, but I think from experience and playing around, it's not as fast as I would like for it to be. And yeah, now the other thing I noticed was that the apps for Gmail and Hotmail and Twitter and Yahoo Mail are actually just favorite buttons. They're bookmarks. So their bookmarks to a page on a browser. If I opened Gmail, you'll find out that it's just a second tab. It's a bookmark for an additional tab, which isn't the best. I think they could do better with this. If I was getting an app, I would like a specialized app for the particular function I'd like to make my Twitter experience better, my Gmail experience better. I don't want something just linking me to the mobile website. Same thing for Facebook. The App Store has very few apps. Again, everybody knows this. If you don't, now you do. There are not a lot of apps for the Blackberry tablet function device, and that's just the way it is. It's a catch-22 because they need developers to attract users, and they need users to attract developers. Apple, I'm sure their business people know how to solve that problem. Now, going just in the main screen, also I find that the interface is pretty bland for the music store. The background is bland. This is really bland. If I'm buying music, I don't want a bland background. I want something that I can actually use to enjoy, that makes me feel into what I'm about to do. The background is bland. It seems like something from out of Days of Our Lives. Same with their podcasts. Very bland background again. Like, who does this? This is basically graphic design. I'm sure they'll hire a couple of graphic designers. Same thing with their app world. I'm gonna record a video with the camera. You can see the quality. The picture quality is great. The screen picture quality is great. I choose not to go into technical details because I'd like to focus on the user experience. This arrow here is also serves as serves the same function as the swipe, but it's really small. It's hard to get there. In typing, I have problems navigating to the point of my mistake. We have a Microsoft Office suite here, Word to Go, Excel to Go, and they're great. They're good because it's for productivity on the go. But if I was to type hello and I wanted to navigate to the point of my mistake, it's very hard to do that, not just on this app, on all the apps, and that's a problem I think they need to fix. So let's go into the Gmail app. I would like to reply this email, and first of all, finding the reply button is it's a challenge. Then see the responsiveness of the touchscreen. I just would like to reply this email, and now I need to set the cursor here and reply the email. Problem again with the keyboard, the location sensitivity, knowing when it's needed, like when to pop up, when not to pop up, when to be active, when not to be active. And now I really like the keyboard to disappear, but that's also a challenge and a half. Here's another problem. If you look, I'm gonna hit the send button, but be careful not to hit the send button 2 times, because if you do it the second time, guess what happens? You delete the email. So I'd warn you, just be careful. The interface for Gmail is not tuned for that optimal user experience. So the pictures are great, the games are great, it comes with Need for Speed Undercover. The map function is great. It has GPS, and it has the functionality to take you on the route with the least without tolls. It has extra functionality pretty much. I think that's great. The swipe button at the bottom and the swipe button at the top, in my opinion, pose a problem, because the swipes, you usually want a hard button to take you back to menu when the program is not responsive. So when you have a swipe button, chances are when it does crash, the program does crash, no one can say nothing crashes. Very few softwares don't crash. What happens with the swipe? Will you be unable to swipe because the whole software is unresponsive? I think that's counterintuitive. I think a hard reset button, like an emergency button, is needed. But then again, I'm just a design reviewer. That's all I have for you for the Blackberry Playbook. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.